I'm just trying to understand, how does a 12-year-old worry about this stuff?
Yeah. Why I was
Yeah,
thinking about.
yeah.
I think because I was a little anxious. Also, I think about that, a bit of sparring, a little bit of technique training. So that's very good.
Yeah, the last time I trained with Tahir over here, can we just see your fist? I know you didn't mean to, but I saw a green light, so alhamdulillah, that didn't happen.
red.
It was not red.
But also a little bit calmer. Like you don't have to have a big mouth, and you need it maybe in the city a little bit more.
I think the Dutch word is nuchter.
Yeah, nuchter. Yeah. Bescheiden, like humble. I learned from the Pakistanis to use spices.
So you were baptized as a kid?
Yeah. And also have 3 names in my Catholic names. Like, I gradually became to the Islam, and I had some questions there, and they gave me the answers I needed, you can say.
I think if you ever shared these ideas with people from your school, did they never say to you, hey, you feeling okay?
I remember that I was telling someone I knew very well, and I said, I believe in God, and he was laughing. Like, it's very... Are you serious?
Inspiring Extraordinary People podcast. I'm back with another inspiring person, Tahir Overgoor.
Thank you very much.
Did I say it correctly?
Tahir Overgoor.
Overgoor.
Yeah, Overgoor. Yeah.
How are you?
And Mahid, what's your last name?
Mahid Ahmed.
Ahmed. Not surprising, eh, Ahmed?
It's a typical Pakistani name.
Yeah.
How are you, brother?
Alhamdulillah, very good. Yes. I'm doing very well. Yes.
We're here
We trained together, and it was nice. So a little bit of sparring, a little bit of technique training. So that's very good. Thank you.
So for those, the last time I trained with Tahir over here, can we just see your fist? This guy's got a strong hand. He actually hit me really hard. I know he didn't mean to, but I saw a green light. So alhamdulillah, that didn't happen. It was not red. No. So he's got that Dutch strength, mashallah.
Farmer strength.
Farmer strength.
Yeah.
Where are you from originally?
Yeah, my father is from the farmer area. Like it's the Achterhoek is called, and my mother is from my mother's family is from Amsterdam. Like 2 different worlds. So, but they came together in Duiven. It's near Arnhem, and it's a village near Arnhem, and it's good there.
And so you're still living there at the moment, or?
I still live there. Yeah, all my life, and I think I will stay there all my life.
Nice.
Yeah, but
So
you never know.
when you say village, is it like village in the traditional sense, or what? I mean, because European villages are maybe different to, like, say, Pakistani villages.
Yeah. No, it's like they live like 30,000 people. And they have all the facilities, and but it's not like city life. You don't have that there. So it's quiet, it's peaceful. So yeah.
So because this is obviously like the Randstad is very busy. Everyone's very busy. Everyone's got loads of plans and stuff like that. So is the pace of life slightly slower?
I think so. Yes. If I come here, then in Utrecht in the city or near the city, then everywhere it is busy. People outside, but maybe that's my experience. So I think also that's the advantage of the city life. If I come to Utrecht, where my sister is living, or to Amsterdam, then I see busy life on the streets. And if I go to my village, then you see nobody outside, only in the supermarket. so that's the difference. But a couple of years ago, I didn't like it. I thought, oh, maybe I have to move to the city, but now I love it.
Good.
Also because I have children, but I love the.
So you feel like they can play outside more. There's more facilities.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And also the people are maybe a little bit also a bit shyer, but also a little bit calmer. Like you don't have to have a big mouth, and you need it maybe in the city a little bit more.
I think the Dutch word is nuchter.
Yeah, nuchter. Yeah. Bescheiden. Like humble.
Yeah.
So that's maybe a different word, but nuchter is like called for the Dutch people. Yeah, They are called nuchter. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it's a good word.
It's a good word. I don't know the word in English for it. It's like sober maybe.
Okay.
Sober. Yeah. Also, they eat like bread with cheese, like very boring food. That's also nuchter food. Like. It was a joke, like maybe it's not for this, but we can check. But the promised Messiah, he came from India, like Dutch convert. He said, "I'm very happy he came from India, not from Holland. Otherwise, we were eating a boerenkool with worst." And it's very boring food.
So have you never tried to spice up your own boerenkool with your own spices? I mean,
Yeah. I learned from the Pakistanis to use spices, so now all our food is with spices.
so how does a Dutch guy get to know Pakistani people? There's obviously not, on the face of it, a big Pakistani community here. So tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, there is a Pakistani community in Duiven and near Duiven. It's Westervoort, it's a village near Duiven. And I knew Pakistanis from my high school, and I'm not from the HAVO. I know some Pakistani friends.
That's college, basically, like a type of college.
Yeah. And then I got introduced to the religion. I always was interested in religion and also in the Islam, but I grew up as Christian, but more like traditional Christian, not like spiritual Christian. Just go to the church one time a year and dope. I don't know, as Catholic belief. You get the dope, I don't know the name. Baptism. Yeah. So
you were baptized as a kid?
Yeah. And also I have 3 names in my Catholic names. Like, so I raised up as a Catholic a little bit, but you see, like, the spirit is gone. In the Christian spirit is gone. I needed it because I believed in God, but I missed the spirit. If I asked questions, people didn't answer my questions, and that also was maybe. It's important. It's not important, but my grandma also had this same. She had questions, but she came to the priester, the pastor of the church, and she asked her questions, but they don't answer her questions. So, unfortunately, eventually they told her, "You cannot come here anymore because you are too difficult for us."
Oh man!
So just stay home, just on a friendly basis. Just stay home and. Enjoy your time home, but maybe it's better to stay there, because this headache woman. So I basically experienced the same, but I gradually became to the Islam, and I had some questions there, and they gave me the answers I needed, you can say.
I mean, Tahir, Tahir. I think a question I have is, I mean, from what I've seen and like a theme that I consistently find when I interact with my friends here is that people are not religious. Like religion seems to be quite a far, like maybe do you think it's geographical because you lived in that area? Because like for example here, I think for a lot of people the default setting is religion. What's that got to do with me?
No, I think it's in the whole of Netherlands they are not religious. Only you have the Bible Belt. They are like Protestant Christians. There is religion a little bit a thing. They are going to the church, but the rest of the Holland is not, of Netherlands is not religious anymore. Of the Dutch the original Dutch people I talk about now, and that's missing. Yeah.
But that's what I'm curious about, because the way you've described it, also off camera and stuff as well, that when you were a kid, like you were interested in God, and like for example me, Allah Ta'ala is being mentioned all the time in my house, right? So it's kind of like it's what I know. But in your household, you're saying that you went to like the church like once a year and stuff like that. But what kept your focus there? And also, I think if you ever shared these ideas with people from your school, did they never say to you, "Hey, you feeling okay?" Like, because obviously for a lot of people it's default that the religion is wrong, basically, right? So I'm trying to get into your mind as a child.
I remember that I was telling someone I knew very well, and I said, I believe in God, and he was laughing. Like, it's very. Are you serious? It's like very strange for them.
But how old were you at this time? Just out of interest?
I think I was 12 years old, 13 years old.
Okay.
But before that, I also believed in because for me, it was like you're living on this earth for nothing. That's not logic for me. There must be a higher purpose in this life. Also, if you see how perfect this whole universe. Like everything is, not all the universe, like only the small things in the nature, how perfect everything is settled for us.
I'm just gonna reel you in a bit because we're getting into the fun stuff early.
Okay.
No, but I think I'm just trying to understand, how does a 12-year-old worry about this stuff?
Yeah. Why I was thinking about. I think because I was a little anxious. Also, I think about that. If I go deep,
Yeah.
maybe that's the reason I think okay, there must be a higher.
But at 12 years old.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking a lot about these things, and also I prayed too because I prayed to God like I want to do something with it because I believe in you, and if I believe in you, it gives me also peace. So maybe I was a little bit anxious, and I felt the peace when I was praying or I was thinking about a higher power and a higher purpose. And okay, then it's something to not like. If I'm dead, there's nothing. There's a black hole, and that was making me anxious, I think.
No, so I mean, I think, for example, like kids in Palestine at the moment, right? They probably have to think about death. If you're in a war zone, if you are living in a poor area, so I'm just trying to understand, like, if there's anything you can think of, like an external factor.
Yeah. No, I think for me, it's very normal. From like, we are here on Earth. Why are we here on Earth? That's the first question you have to ask, like, yourself. Huh? Yeah. But many people they don't ask this question, and for me this was a very important question for mine.
But was it from your? Did you talk to this? Did you talk about this in school? Did you talk to your parents?
Not with my parents. Basically with myself and with God. And I studied. The internet was a thing then, so I got some answers on the. I find it on the internet. And later on, I talked with Christians, with Muslim friends, and we meet and sometimes with Muslim friends, and we talk the whole night about religion.
So I don't know what your experience is like with the Muslim community here in general. I know in the UK, for example, so I'm from London, and one of the things that strikes me so much is that in London, like people, obviously there's loads of people who don't believe, right? It's not a big deal, but it's also not a taboo subject. And it's like you can just have a conversation about it. That person will, in a friendly way, tell you that they think you're a bit crazy. You tell them you're missing out. You know, you have a laugh and a joke about it. But it's less. It doesn't feel so taboo. And I'm not saying that it is taboo here, but I feel like maybe people are a bit more insular, and maybe this is a bit more of a charged topic. You know, that people think it only ends in an argument. So I'm trying to figure out how a young Christian guy will go to like speak to Muslims. How were you received?
Yeah. Because I was sincerely searching for God, I think God guided me to those friends, and eventually to a friend who takes me to the mosque in Nunspeet. And I had some deep questions, and they gave me there the perfect answers. Maybe for another video we can discuss that. But because I was in search for the truth. Maybe that's if you are really in search for the truth and you ask God to help you, then God will help you.
So just for clarity, when you went to the mosque, what age were you?
Then I was like 90 years old. 90.
Okay, so then you've had like a good 7-year period where this has been in the back of your head.
Yeah, in the back of my head with many talks. And also with periods you don't think about it, but it's deep there. It's deep down there. It always was. So.
But for example, in this time, like let's say that you've gone to the church with your mum and dad, right? So did you not ask them then, like these type of questions, or was it? I'm just trying to figure out. Was it just not something that you discussed at home?
No, I didn't do. No, because maybe what you said, it's a little bit taboo to talk about it. To talk freely about, because I don't know why this is, but I think it's also true that in the UK is people are more like open about it.
I think so. I think like there, and I don't want to generalize, but I think for a lot of my English friends, if maybe their parents would just be like, I don't know, look it up yourself, or maybe it wouldn't be. So, I can't obviously generalize, so I don't know, but I don't think. I think people would just be like, do what you got to do sort of thing, or figure it out yourself. But I don't know. But you could obviously go to your parents and tell them you're anxious, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. Maybe that was a good idea. But they never really talked about religion and spirituality.
But your feelings at least, right? You're a young guy.
Yeah.
Did you not say like, Mom, I'm feeling anxious, Dad, I'm feeling anxious?
No.
So you've been a solid guy since young then.
I don't know. No, I don't know. But I think the anxiousness about life after death and about death in general, that gives me like that. Was maybe the spark to think deeper about the purpose of life. But what I said earlier, I also find it very strange that people never think about, okay, we're here, why are we here? Why are we here? So, and what's the purpose of all this? Is it just to live and die and then have fun together and die? You know, that's, for me, it was not logical.